Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm here again on Forza Horizon 3 for another rallycross build. Today I'm going to use the Dodge Daytona. Just wanted to try and take something a little bit kind of its element, because when you think rallycross you don't really think Dodge Daytona off the top of your head. So yeah, I'm going to be building this car up to A-Class. As per the rules, it has to keep its standard drivetrain, which would be rear-wheel drive. So yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming the standard engine will be enough to get this up into A-Class. Let's just take a look at what we could put in. We could put in the 8.4 liter V10, the V12 that gets 1500 horsepower, so that would be interesting, but I doubt that would ever stay in A-Class, or the 6.2 liter V8. Now, if we do need an engine, I might go for the V8. I don't know. The V12 is the lightest, but I'm going to build up the rest of the car first, see where we're at that point, and then, yeah, make a decision from there. I'm fairly certain it'll probably say, so there's no, okay, so I was going to say there's no Forza arrow, but the rear wing on it is just the adjustable downforce, so that's nice. It will look kind of weird without it, to be honest. It's just kind of one of those iconic cars that the wing kind of makes it what it is. So that's all good. Let's see what we can get tire wise. Now, like I said, I'm going to be putting rally compound on. Gives us that little bit extra grip on the dirt, so yeah, we'll go with that. We should be able to get some decent sized tires. 265s on the front are pretty good going. Let's see what the rear, I'm going to assume they're going to be like massive. 345s, pretty good. There's not much bigger tires really to be put on cars in this game. I think I've seen 395s. I can't remember what car it was on though, but there are larger tires you can put on. No point in me putting this car 345s. It's amazing. Like, there's nothing wrong with it at all. Let's just take a look at the gearboxes here. I'm thinking we probably don't want to stay with the standard gearbox, so I'm just going to throw that on for now. I might come back and have to change that if we need a few PI, because PI is slowly creeping up there. It is almost to the top of A-Class, so I don't know if we're actually going to get all these bits on. We may not be able to get the weight reduction on. I'm not sure. That puts us up into S-Class, so I can't get that. I'd like to take some weight out of it. We can take 100 pounds out. It'd be 3,700 pounds, so it'd be heavier than the Countach. The Countach that went around was almost around these figures. It was around 430, 450 horsepower and 3,500 pounds. So I'm going to put the weight reduction in. I'm going to see if I can get any, I can't get any roll cage in it. So we're going to have to go without a roll cage. Now comes the time where I try and figure out what I want to put on. That doesn't make too much of a difference. Can I get, no, I can't get the next stage gearbox. I can get a clutch. Just trying to save a little bit of weight, so we won't really have any engine upgrades at all, I don't think. No, we won't. So yeah, that's gonna be the Daytona built up. 425 horsepower, 409 foot-pounds of torque, and 3,758 pounds. So not bad. I can't remember what torque the Countach had, but these figures do look quite a bit like the Countach. And my controller battery's going low. That's great. Hopefully they don't die in the middle of me playing. That'd be just awesome. I can guarantee they will. But yeah, that is going to be the Dodge Daytona. So we will take it to the North Scramble circuit and see how it fares. Alright, we are back. Now it is time to take the Daytona around for its 5 laps around the North Plains Scramble circuit and see if it can beat the Renault Alpine's time of a 109.2. I'm not quite sure if we're going to be able to. It depends on if we have the grip through the corners. I feel like more of a considerable target time is going to be the 109, what was it, a 109.9 was it, that the Countach set? I feel like the Countach is going to be decent target time for this car. It has very similar figures. It weighs slightly more and has less horsepower, so I don't know if we're going to see it go faster. It really depends how this car handles on the dirt and over the jumps. I can tell you already, it doesn't really feel as fast as the Alpine, which kind of makes sense. The Alpine was incredibly light, so it had the acceleration. This feels, as you expect, it feels heavier, like a really heavy car, because that's what it is. It feels almost like you're driving a boat around these circuits. We did take that landing pretty nicely, so that's something positive about it so far. I may have missed that checkpoint. Yep, okay, I'm going to have to rewind that. Cut that corner a bit too close. We had a bit more turn than I thought. Yep. That was completely my bad. There we go, this time. I don't know, this car, it isn't initially impressing me. We got a 1:13 for our first lap, which isn't terrible. It lands that jump, I think, a little bit better than the Alpine did. The Alpine got chucked around a couple times. So yeah, that was one of the points where the Alpine struggled, but I think this car just struggles around the rest of the course. There's a bit of understeer around that corner, but we do take almost 45 miles an hour around it, whereas the Alpine and Countach were doing about 40. So I don't know. It doesn't feel particularly fast, but I've noticed sometimes with cars you feel like you're going extremely quickly around a course, but you end up going really slowly, and vice versa. You feel like you're going really quick, but you're actually not. It landed in the water fine, but coming out of the water, I think we were a little bit too much to the left, and I got a little bit of air time off of it. And we exited the water, which kind of unsettled the car, but that's just something we have to be aware of. What are we gonna do for a time? Ooh, it's pretty close, if I'm remembering correctly, which I could not be. I think the Countach did a 109.9, did it? I feel like it did. I could be completely wrong though. But if it did, we did beat the Countach. I'm not 100% sure. I will put the times up at the end of the video to show you guys the leaderboards. But we are only fractionally down on the Alpine, which, to be honest, I'm kind of surprised with. This just doesn't feel like it's going as fast as what the Alpine did. Feels like it's a little bit more sluggish, but I think where it shines, where the Alpine didn't, is just the fact that it has more grip. It has larger tires, so you can carry that bit more speed around the corners. The Alpine's tires, they weren't tiny by any means, they weren't massive though. So you just have that little bit more traction in this car. You don't have to wait to get on the power. You get out of a corner and you just get on the power. That time around we were fractionally quicker, about 0.2 of a second quicker, so we have a 109.4. We only need to make up, I think, 0.2 of a second. I almost mixed that checkpoint. Oh, lifting the front end a little bit up around that section. I wanted to make sure I keep the rest of this lap neat and try and get as much time out of this car as I can. If this goes faster than the Alpine, to be honest, I'd be surprised because I didn't expect it to. I basically looked through the cars in my garage and saw it, and I was like, well, I wonder how this would fare, because you don't really expect to see this going off-road. You expect it to be on tarmac surfaces. So I didn't know how it was going to fare around this circuit, but yeah, it seems to be holding its own pretty well. I mean, talking 0.2 of a second down on our leader right now isn't that much of a margin. So as we come back down, that was a slightly scruffier lap. I don't know exactly what the time was, but the time was, if I get English. But we didn't go faster. This is our final lap to see if we can push the Daytona any more to quite a lot of speed through there. I almost wasn't able to hold it together. That section back there, though, I noticed I don't know what is, just the bumps or the fact that we're also going uphill, but it seems like the front end gets almost unloaded, and it makes your steering very light and unresponsive, and it can cause issues. It didn't really cause me too many issues, but if it caught you at the wrong point, it could definitely cause you some issues. Got bounced around a little bit there on the landing of that jump, because we jumped a little bit farther into the water than I would have liked. We jumped in, and then coming out we got a bounce as we came out of the water, which isn't ideal, but it is the final run towards the line to see if the Daytona can go quicker, and it does! Yeah, that's nice. That was a mega lap from the Daytona. I got that lap almost perfect. I mean, as perfect as it's going to get, because that was the last lap. A 107.6. That is mighty quick. That beats the Alpine by quite a margin. The Alpine was a 109.2, so that beats it by almost a second and a half. That, I wasn't honestly expecting that at all out of the Daytona. Like I said, I thought this car might do okay. I expected it to kind of go in like the 109s, 110s, just because of the weight of it and the power that it had, but those massive tires I think really helped us in the fact that it gave us the grip around the corners that the Alpine just didn't have, and you could just put the power down as soon as you got out of the corners. So yeah, that is it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to. Yeah, I'll throw the times up here at the end of the video, and until next time, goodbye.